Hello, I'm Brian Goodell, and it's been my honor to serve as mayor of Mission Viejo this year. 2023 has been a year of reflection of how far we've come as a city during our 35 years of incorporation. It's a year that has continued to lay the foundation for a stronger and more resilient pathway. Today we'll look back on the extraordinary year and retrace some of the steps we've taken to keep our city moving forward. We'll begin our journey at the Oso Creek Golf Course, part of a visionary purchase in 2019 that I'm proud to have initiated to preserve 110 acres of golf course and open space extending from Alicia Parkway to Geronimo Road. Since then, the city has steadily made improvements to the property, all paid for with golf and restaurant revenues, not city general fund resources. In fact, the course recently collected the most revenue to date. We attribute this in part to great customer service, atmosphere, and exceptional food at the popular Terrace on the Green restaurant and the new Garden Grill. This outdoor event space has quickly become a favorite for gourmet links and fresh sandwiches. The new spot has also allowed the facility to increase event rentals for live music, weddings, and golf tournaments. Over at the Margarita Aquatics facility, we added new bleacher seating for spectators, which was especially convenient for folks who traveled from across the country to witness the Mission Viejo Nadadores claim victory at the 2023 USA Diving Junior Nationals. Next door at the Marguerite Tennis Pavilion, court reservations increased by 87% this year, while tennis and pickleball memberships grew by 71%. Attendance at all city recreation centers jumped by 55% over last year. An added plus is our recent remodel of the Montenoso Recreation Center and new gathering spot called The Deck. This section of the trail we're now walking was part of the purchase of the golf course that allowed us to extend Oso Creek Trail north of Geronimo and connect it to the tennis pavilion, aquatics complex, and golf course. You can see this stretch has been recently paved, and we've envisioned exciting plans. Approaching the tunnel underneath Geronimo, you'll notice the amazing transition between the new property and existing part of the trail. Through a burst of creativity, volunteers, and partial funding by a grant from the Orange County Association of Realtors, it's been transformed into the Tunnel Vibrations educational art installation. Featuring designs that explore the visual energy created by various color combinations, the tunnel seems to vibrate when certain colors are placed next to each other. Can you see it? Stay tuned to this space for unique entertainment options for the community this winter, including a silent disco party and more. Near the tunnel, one of several bike repair stations has been installed, as bikes and e-bikes have become popular for trail users. For safety, bike etiquette signs are dotted along the trail, and the Orange County Sheriff's Department launched a Trail Ambassadors program for volunteers to cycle the trail and offer help. The Sheriff's Department also hosted bike safety events, worked with schools for safe riding instruction, and maintained additional bike patrols along the trail. Citywide, the Sheriff's Department added new off-road motorcycles this year and new drones to assist with investigating and thwarting crime. I enjoy walking this part of the trail, which skirts the Village Green and Norman P. Murray Community and Senior Center. This year, the Community Center hosted new events like free monthly music concerts, a fundraiser that raised more than $12,000 for senior services, and a program to connect older adults. Approaching the Celebration Garden, this section of the trail was bursting with new activity this year. The Petting Zootastic gave folks the chance to interact with animals and learn about adoptions through Mission Viejo Animal Services. Fitness events, youth reading classes, summer camps, and volunteer plantings benefited residents of all ages and our environment alike. Like this beautiful trail, spending time outdoors in our parks has always been a passion of residents. So I'm happy to report that the creation of new recreational space at Curtis Park continued this year, where the importation of soil and funding from projects like the I-5 widening project allowed our city to build and eventually expand the entire 40-acre sports field site. Construction also began on the restoration of Madrid 4 Park. an exciting project which includes artwork created by community members. Plans are budgeted to rehabilitate the Crucero Park play area as part of our council's priority to improve one park play area per year. As we pass the Pataki Center for the Arts, I'm reminded of the vast cultural arts our residents embraced this year. An outdoor art activity area, partially funded through a water conservation grant, was created with shade covers, Symphony on the Go events, sensory-friendly concerts, music for seniors, art for middle schoolers, and the incredible Prelude in the Park and Symphony in the Cities event all provided enjoyment and countless memories for thousands of our residents. Walking by the famous World Cup soccer fields, Mission Viejo again commanded the world's attention for sports tourism, with the U.S. set to host the World Cup in a few years. We've been approached by numerous countries interested in using these fields for long-term practice. Mission Viejo also hosted delegations from countries including the Netherlands and Australia, hoping to train here in preparation for the 2028 Los Angeles Summer Olympics. I was honored to attend the Oceania National Olympic Committee General Assembly in Brisbane, Australia, and Pan Am sports meetings in Santiago, Chile, to meet with delegations from 17 countries and sports federations from over 40 countries, respectively. Athletes from around the globe planning to train and stay and visit Mission Viejo will certainly be a boost to our local economy. As we pass under La Paz Road, travelers have noticed the bridge and roadway widening project on this street. The project will relieve traffic congestion, improve safety, and bring the 1960 bridges up to current structural standards, as well as enhance the aesthetics of the city's original entrance. To save city capital and fund important projects, we obtained almost $15 million in grant funding for the La Paz project and have been proactive in securing grant awards and other proceeds. As we cross over to City Hall, I want to touch on the important work your City Council and city staff have done to ensure the city stays on a sound financial path. With a commitment to fiscal stability, we ended the fiscal year with an operating surplus of $3.8 million. General fund reserves grew to $38.3 million, equating to 51.3% of general fund revenue. More good news is we adopted a balanced budget that provides for an $87 million operating budget and $11.5 million capital improvement budget. Reflecting Mission Viejo's fiscal responsibility and strength, the city maintains its prestigious AAA bond rating from Standard & Poor's. Activity in City Hall also increased this year with the launch of our new land management system to modernize and enhance the quality of our city's building and permitting services. For the housing element, part of our general plan that includes programs and objectives to further the development, improvement, and preservation of housing, the city held multiple community workshops and meetings and worked closely with the state to provide for its review. The city continued efforts to help folks at risk of homelessness by partnering with Families Forward for housing units and Mercy House for homeless outreach services. It's also important to mention how much the California Sober Living and Recovery Task Force has grown. Following 2 town hall meetings last year, the city launched the task force as a bipartisan coalition of local and state elected officials, law enforcement, administrative staff, and residents working together to address issues related to the proliferation of sober living and recovery homes. The effort has grown substantially across the state, and the city was recently honored with a Rose Award from the Orange County Taxpayers Association for leading this initiative. Across the courtyard from City Hall is the library. Patrons enjoyed a wealth of new events and services. A local author showcase and collection was created to highlight the works of more than 30 authors and connect them with patrons. The library also received grant money to host poetry and art projects and build early childhood development programs, materials, and services. An example of a successful children's series is Books and Barks, which matches young readers with homeless animals at the Mission Viejo Animal Services Center. It helps kids strengthen their reading muscles and find some fortunate animals for forever homes. Speaking of animals, our center's Mission for Home rescue program saved more than 200 animals from overcrowded shelters by bringing them here to find forever homes. Robinson was a dog that captured media attention and the hearts of many people after he was seen wandering the streets of Rancho Santa Margarita with a muzzle fastened around his mouth. After our shelter learned about this poor pup, Animal Services officers tracked and safely captured him. Fortunately, he found a loving home with Los Angeles Chargers tight end Hunter Campmoyer.
Oh my goodness.
The Animal Services Center also found an extremely rare resident along the Oso Creek Trail, an American badger. There have only been 2 confirmed sightings of American badgers in Orange County since 2014. The badger certainly caught the public's interest as a video created by our community relations team went viral. However, it's that type of robust social media that really puts our city ahead of the curve. For example, in the last year across our city platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Nextdoor, we reached and engaged with people roughly 5.3 million times. Whether it's promoting a family event, alerting citizens about a traffic delay, or wildfire requiring emergency evacuations, our social media and proactive outreach provides citizens with access to critical and timely information. So does our newly redesigned MV Life mobile app. Stay informed of the latest city news, events, services, and amenities by simply downloading the app. Continuing our journey to the Village Center and former Steinmart property, I want you to take a moment to envision access to a 200-acre park right here in the heart of Mission Viejo, one which embraces culture, open space, and recreational amenities. That's the Los Osos project, designed to connect the civic core area to the 200 acres of open space along the Oso Creek Trail. Based on extensive resident and property owner input, the plan provides a framework for creating a central gathering place and enhancing community aesthetics. The plan establishes a walkable village and connects the civic and retail core to more restaurants, shops, and cultural arts activities. Envision this exciting future for Mission Viejo and see it come to life at envisionmv.com. The North Paseo, where we are now, is already a great community spot. To generate interest in the Civic Core project and establish the North Paseo as a gathering place, we hosted more than 120 events this year. Weekly farmers markets, monthly night markets, and an array of programs, services, and entertainment has catered to all ages. While Los Osos construction drawings are being drafted, the Orange County Fire Authority is using the area as a temporary fire station while it builds a new facility to replace the 50-year-old structure at the corner of Via Angelina and Marguerite Parkway. Fire safety and our partnership with OCFA has always been paramount, and I'm happy to report our city received a $2 million grant from CAL FIRE to assist with robust fuel vegetation reduction efforts. Indeed, we've made tremendous strides in 2023. As a master plan community, Mission Viejo is deeply rooted in embracing the idea of connecting families and visitors to the many assets residing along the Oso Creek. In this, our city's 35th anniversary since incorporation, we have maintained that focus and created a vibrant pathway to the future. I want to thank my council colleagues, Mayor Pro Tem Trish Kelly, and council members Wendy Bucknam, Bob Reish, and Cynthia Vasquez for their wonderful work on behalf of this great community. Thanks to their efforts and those of caring people like you, we are on the road to an even better tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless you all.